welcome back to another episode of the Soldier Strong Way Sickle Cell Podcast. I am your host, AR the Prophet, alongside my co-host,
Soldier Strong Rasta.
Yes, sir. And
Yes,
today
sir.
we have another funky, fresh show for y'all, and it's called Immunity. Immunity. We got a special guest today with us, Mr. Deshaun Williams, and he's going to talk about the healing of immunity and how to naturally, cleanse the body and help the body what it needs naturally. So,
Yes,
without further introduction, Deshaun Williams, introduce yourself.
My name is Will Deshaw. You can call me William. Back home, they call me Wilham. I'm an LMT and a PA, actually a neuromuscular licensed massage therapist, all the way from Bay City, Michigan, leading through from being a Norseman from Quebec. I mean, that's where we're from, and moved over into this country on God's plan, man.
Absolutely, man. That's beautiful. So, hey, man, thank you so much for joining us today on this podcast special, how we're going to bless and help the soldiers live a healthy life through natural alternatives. I'm so glad that we got you. Rasta, you know this man. Give him an introduction.
Yes, I
man.
do.
You know
Yes, I do. This is my teacher.
Talk about it.
That I went to massage school and learned everything how to heal the body without the chemicals. You know, this man taught me everything that I need to know.
That's what's up.
This is one of my greats.
All right.
Yeah, one of the greats right here.
Definitely a great man. I'm glad to have you on the show. We're glad to have you.
Wow, thank you. I'm blushing.
And so, Will, let's just start with a basic introduction. What is acupuncture?
Well, acupuncture is when you talk about puncture, you have pressure where you can push on points. You know, you got 365 classical points in the body. Acupuncture is basically integrative medicine. Stimulates the skin or tissues. I mean, with needles. Basically, and all various physical, mental, emotional conditions can be accessed by this, kind of like your body being a neural grid. And if you know where the light's out, you fix the light.
Absolutely. So how can acupuncture help a person with sickle cell?
Well, now I have to back up a little bit. I'm not a doctor, but I have how I would approach it, being it's sickle cell. And as you know, that is a issue where the blood cells look like a sickle. So they're going to have problems moving through the bloodstream, getting caught up in arteries and veins and joints everywhere. Okay. One of the better techniques when you're using this type is you want to acquire what we call the Qi. Have you ever heard of Qi? DE-QI. The Qi feeling.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that acupuncture creates an analgesia, replacing opioids, the peptides, the stuff from it's going to bring that up. I mean, it's natural. You know, you got this endogenous pain modulative substances that people either take or you can use acupuncture to create them. You were given by the universe a pharmacy in your own body, but it's mainly been forgotten because they don't want you to know. You know, someone don't want you to know because it's cheap. Okay. So, and sickle cell, that's where I would go to acquire the Qi, basically see where it is. If I want to back up, go to the spleen meridian. I want to slow look at the blood flow. I mean, this stuff is going all over, but I can't really affect the sickle cell. But sometimes you can take it back to the source. Now, in your understanding of sickle cell, what would be your source?
The source would be pain and blood flow.
No, the source, though, where do you think it came from?
The cells.
Absolutely.
Right, but before that.
Rigged.
Where is that? Where is it emanating from? You got it.
Gene, DNA.
Yeah.
Exactly. There you go. Hereditary. So remember, you ain't gonna fight hereditary stuff very easily. So, and you certainly ain't gonna fight it with drugs. So you have to fight it in a natural way and train your body to say, I'm not going to deal with this. I'm going to fix it. Now, what's in there? So, basically, certain ways your body will modulate these endogenous substances to bring your pain down and help you feel good.
Okay.
So how often should a person receive acupuncture in that case with sickle cell?
Well, what they say is 1 to 2 times a week, depending. And that depends on the condition. An assessment, etc., where it can drop down. Sometimes I see people to come and see me every couple of weeks. If we get something going, you don't want to overdo it. Too many cooks spoil the broth. You can't sit there and hit every point. You know what I'm saying? You got to give the body. It's like tickling a baby. After a little bit, they're going to give you the candy.
I like that analogy.
Okay.
So when people think of acupuncture, I know when I think of acupuncture, I always think of a whole bunch of needles in my back or in my body. And, with sickle cell, man, we already have to deal with so many needles and IVs and
right.
access ports. So, explain, is there any home remedies we can get instead of going to get needles put in our body?
Yeah. And basically, and you all know me, there's this little thing right here called electrotranscutaneous acupuncture. And this can basically, instead of a needle, you can, if you know your acupuncture, remember, acupuncture is the difference between right there and right there. These two little, you got to hit it. You got to hit it correctly. Okay, so you don't need a needle, but you can use this and maybe a device like this or another one of these.
What's that called? What's that other one you just held up?
This right here is just this is a transcutaneous inducer. It's basically it's got a few different tips for it, but it basically puts out a little charge, kind of like this. The body heals through electricity. Well, this matches your body's electricity, so you can burst out these areas to, let's say someone's got emotional pain. You go to between the scapulas, you find the lung, which deals with grief, and you acupuncture that. And we have a setting on here called sedate, where you bring it back. It's like taking and popping all the nerves as balloons. Okay.
Okay.
So instead of needles, this can be used effectively, and it can be used on your own. You can go buy one online called a Dolphin. You just got to learn to use it. And it's not just somebody, I see that, I can do it. Well, it's a little different. I mean, you got to know the spot on the body or it's not working. Or you can have a little thing like this with the diamond tip and know your few points to acupuncture yourself. You have bad nerve pain, you go to this little point right above your tibia. And Patrick, you remember where the tibia is?
Yeah.
You do? I think you're fibuling me.
Isn't that your tailbone?
No, the tibia right next to the fibula on the outside there, that little bone on the outside. At the head of that, there's a thing called gallbladder 34. You sedate that. You can almost stick your finger in there and go around it, rewind it backwards, and you pull the nerves back in.
Wow.
When you're in big time pain.
Okay.
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 Hope that helped.
Absolutely.
And these are just home remedies I'm giving you that you can do yourself, and you can do with your finger, or like I said, one of these little pins. They're with the diamond tip, and diamonds or quartz have that little spark of energy in it too. So you get in there and just click it, and bang! You got to know where those spots are. But and I could teach you guys that. I have some little protocols there that are just real, just a protocol for the beginner that you could hit. But those easy points right there, you can find immediately. Just go to the head of your fibula. You can feel that head there, and it's a hand grenade spot, we call it. It's on each side. I mean, when it was made, the reason acupuncture was found out many, many eons ago was arrows flying into soldiers, and they noticed that it did something. And if you look at an old book called The Yellow Emperor's Inner Classic, it goes back that far. Actually talking about qi, one of the first times we hear qi or yin and yang. Okay?
Okay, so with sickle cell, a lot of us have a lot of organ issues like kidney disease, we have liver failure, all of these things. What are some of the natural ways that you can jumpstart the kidneys and flush the liver?
Well, basically what I would do now, you have your meridians in the body that correspond to organs, and you know which ones are where it's going to go. If you know where your organ is, you're going to know which meridians innervated based on where they're at and when they're running up the body. Okay. And you know where your hepatic is. If you always remember your body, you got your ascending colon, hepatic flexure. So you know it's going to be hepatitis. You know it's going to be right there on your right side. Now, maybe something like this to stimulate it, or going to a little point. If you look at your big toe and your second toe and you go down about 2 finger width, you got a point right there called liver 3 that you sedate that, and you can really pull it back to and get it going, and then hit a kidney point to flush that out and get that, jumpstart these. And also you got times of the day where if you take, let's learn some simple holistic stuff. You can play the guitar later and you start 3 to 5, 5 to 7, blah, blah, blah. You'll know what times that you can really hit them. Like 3 to 5 would be, let's learn lung, large intestine. Let's learn some simple stomach, spleen, bada bing, So you have that little acronym, and 3 to 5 in the morning, 5 to 7, 7 to 9, 9 to 11, when to fire it up.
What chakras need to be aligned to give more energy to each? And what does that look like?
You got to remember the root chakra is the Kundalini, the nuclear reactor. It's basically, I don't know if you've ever had yours opened up, but you get this warm feeling over your body. I used to get it when I was acting. Before I'd go on stage, somehow my chakras would all align. I just get this warm feeling, and it's that chakra. And you always remember Roy G. Biv: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. And it just turns on like a stoplight. It's pop, 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 boom. Okay. So balancing that root chakra and remember, all these chakras too go to your endocrine system, which basically, and even with sickle cell, you'd think your root, the orange one, your solar and your sacral plexus, basically fan out like fans. I mean, they're spinning when they're working, and those are charging up your organs. So you always want to open them up. You want to keep them open.
I like that acronym that you said. That's for the organs, right? That's for every organ. Can you break that down for us?
Say that again. Which one?
That acronym, that holistic organ acronym.
Let's learn. I made, actually, Patrick should remember in class, I made him make a chart on this. Let's learn some simple holistic stuff. You can play the guitar later. Yeah. So let's learn, lung, large intestine. Let's learn some simple stomach, spleen, holistic stuff, heart, small intestine. You can, urinary bladder, K with a can with a K, kidney. You can play the pericardium, triple warmer, guitar later, guitar liver. And those all
gallbladder liver.
Yeah, they all go around in a cycle, 3 to 5. It starts at 3 to 5 in the morning. So that's when and that's why you wake up, that breath, 3 to 5, 5 to 7, stomach, spleen, you eat. Let's learn some simple holistic stuff. By the time 3 to 5, 5 to 7, 7 to 9, your heart gets going. Small intestine starts, breaking stuff down, Then what do you have to do? Maybe you go take that pee or whatever, your kidney and your urinary bladder works. Then your body fires up and you get it going. That chakra opens, triple warmer, pericardium, and then guitar later,
Man, I love that. That's a nice acronym, man.
Okay, Teach, I got a question for you.
Sure.
For the soldiers that for the sickle cell patients that, have operations and have their organs taken out, can this still work for them? That have like spleen taken out, gallbladder taken out?
Yeah, it means nothing. It means nothing. Remember the meridians I taught you. Remember, they run all through the body and they're very superficial.
So it doesn't matter if the organ's there or not.
No, it has no bearing. That's only going to matter on them where you thing. And what you want to do is make sure where it was taken out release that scar, because I guarantee that meridian there has been blocked by a scar. Any scars you have in your body, that can lead to something simple like, you know, something bad. I mean, I've released a scar on a girl's ankle, and her frozen shoulder popped back into place. You know, that's how powerful that is.
And,
you know,
and when you say that, you mean like scar tissue developed in the body?
Yeah, when they cut into you, you got to remember your body says, wow, this is a big old cut. What do I do? Oh, I'll just fill it in with all these osteoblasts and clasts. And, it's like if a meteor hit your local beautiful part, oh, we got to fix this. They're just going to pile in a bunch of stuff to go over it. Probably a bunch of nuclear waste. You know what I'm saying? So your body, so I get in there, and what I do is I use this, 2 of these on each side of the scar, and what I do is I repolarize it. So instead of this, you got this again. It's got to be able to flow. You know, little stuff like that. You know, I mean, women I treat that have C-sections, that their eyes are dark and everything like that, because that stomach meridian, the spleen meridian, the liver, they all coming through there. They're all going down, you know. So it really stops it. There's no energy going, you know. It's like, you know, the operator's saying, you know, operator, give me number 9, operator.
Yeah.
You know,
so
up on me.
So in basic understanding, all acupuncture really does is like a jump start. It's like a engine starter for the body. What it does is it's like shocking the nervous system, getting everything to flow, get everything back going.
It's a jump start, man. It gets in there, and that's why it even works better as the days go by, man. You know, and the way I do it with the electricity is it just arcs through the body so quick. I mean, this was talked about many years ago, called the Royal Rife, and Tesla talked about this. They did not want this healing out there.
Wow.
You know?
Man, I'm so glad you was able to come on.
But you got to know it. I mean, they know that how hard it is to do. I got 20 years in this game, bro.
Yeah. Hey, that's why we love to have your expertise on here, man. So we can get soldiers insight.
I dabble.
20 years. This is how he's being humble and modest right now.
20 years.
Yeah, remember this?
Yeah, let's talk about that.
The tuning fork. What does that do, Teach?
That's just a playful thing. You can go over, and you can remember the body. The body resonates at 6 to 8 hertz, just like the earth. You know, so you always want to tune your body up. Just like when I play my guitar, sometimes my body says, man, play some C, D, and E together. You need it. And I know each one of those notes corresponds to a chakra. So I shake them up. You know, woke up this morning, sun in my head, you know, everything's going to be all right.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. This is my message to you.
I like that. I like that. I like how you explain them vibrations, because that's exactly what music does, man. Music is sound therapy as well.
Right. And what's scary is they took a lot of this music that they're feeding kids and they put it on an 8 downbeat to really mess up their minds. And they can really do that. The record companies they concern me when they put that stuff out there. Can really do stuff to people.
Wow.
How they put that on the downbeat.
Man, so Teach, I got a question, man. What sparked this interest in you, you know, to heal people on a natural level? Like, what gave you this interest?
I don't know. I always was a hippie and always felt like a massage therapist, and I never knew there was much more to it until when I went to school. I'm like, wow, this is a real skill to do. But what they did was by going to it by proxy, learning massage and all of the proper stuff of press rub and all that, I noticed there was all these little sidebars to it and anatomy and physiology. And I'm like, wow, man, I'm too damn poor. I'm gonna always be poor. I'll never be a doctor, but I certainly can do this, and I can help people through the back when I think that's what the Lord had in mind for me anyways. So, you know, and just the things I've seen and the stuff that I've helped and healed, I can't forget that. You know, I've seen it with my own eyes. You know, I'm like, I can't discount it. Stuff that I've done. I mean, you know, I mean, I've seen 5 patients today.
Wow, yeah, you're amazing, man. You're definitely one of a kind. You're definitely a special man, and I know what you can do because I've seen you heal Patrick. I've seen you flush and get some edema out of Patrick. I've seen you flush me and get me right. And these things, you know, how we come to you in pain with damage, years of damage from sickle cell disease.
Right.
And you give us this insight on a natural alternative, you know, with this acupuncture, jump starting the body and getting the cells to, you know, getting the nervous system back in line, getting the kidneys and the organs back in line, because so much damage and, you know, suppressed medication all throughout the years and surgeries. And like you said, undergoing knives. Man, it's definitely a battle. So it's so refreshing to be able to hear you talk about acupuncture and something different on a natural level that we could use, man. This is always good for us to have other healing alternatives in our repertoire. That way we ain't running straight to the hospital every time we feel a little bit of pain. So all my soldiers, man, I advise y'all to look into those devices that he showed today, and I'll give a brief description of them. But yeah, look for it, man. Acupuncture pen, that's where you can start. Get one of those and just, you know, utilize and understand, like he said, the points, the key points on your body, and touch those spots. That way you can start to get some understanding and some natural healing at home. And plus, do some research too. Go online and research, you know what I'm saying, the nervous system and the layout of, you know what I'm saying, the organs and how acupuncture can affect you and all of that stuff. This is just some insight so you can do further research on what it is that can help you naturally with sickle cell. Rasta, you got anything you want to say, man? You know this, man. You know, talk about some things that he's done for you, how he helped you.
Could I say something before that? Were you just to compound on what you were just saying?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you were talking, and you said, great, people feel on their body and they can feel these points. And you're exactly right. And when we think of blood, we think of the spleen meridian, which runs up the inside of your thigh all the way up. And do this. If anybody's out there watching too, take your 2 thumbs right now. You take your 2 thumbs. Mm-hmm. From just underneath your armpits about maybe, and then feel in there that sore spot. Feel how sore that is?
Ooh.
That's the end of the spleen meridian. If you sedate that when you're having an episode, that's going to help you. That's acupressure. That point is very powerful. That's like a hand grenade point. Now imagine if you needle into it. See that? I'm sorry. I wanted to.
No, that's good, man. Thank you.
Also, like I said, there's cupping where you can stimulate points, you know, and you can get real creative with these cups to do things too, to really draw stuff.
Tell them how you stimulate and deflate edema, should I say?
Well, usually, I mean,
what did you do to me?
Well, basically, the edema thing is what I did was, remember, I went up to you and I opened you have those 2 points in your shoulders called large intestine 21. And remember, I opened them up. I stuck my fingers in there and we opened them up so stuff would drain. And then I stripped out behind your sternocleido because I know that's where it drains. It's all coming up that urinary bladder channel. Everything's moving out. So it needs to dump into there. If you are having swelling all over your body, you need those things. You know, you had them both blocked. They needed to be open, but they do get blocked. It's like a leaf filter. After a while, that water is going to get stopped up in there. So it needs to be open. And then there's that interesting point behind your knee that almost makes it drain like a whirlpool if you know where to hit, kidney 10. And those are kidney points and a large intestine point I just talked about. But there's ways in there that you can use these tricks. And, you know, me being a neck specialist, I do a lot of massages. And one of my favorite things when people come in, I've been waiting, you know, I think some trucker said to me, I've been craving your neck treatment all day. And I was like, all right. Thank you. Thanks, George.
Okay. Them healing hands.
Huh?
You got them healing hands, Teach.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to go out on the road. I'm calling it $100 hand man. I need to do stuff in here. $100 hand man.
You is a wild boy.
Yeah, you know, you got to get out and do it. You know, if the Lord wants you to go out and heal and make it through, there's a lot of craziness in the world right now, man. They're breaking us.
Word.
They're breaking us down. It's hard to even use medicine anymore. They're going to overprice everyone right out of medicine. So you better learn this stuff now. Learn your herbs and get it. There may be a time where you may be a country doctor. You know.
Absolutely.
Basically, and that's what have you ever watched Star Trek?
You know, interestingly, I've never seen that one Star Trek.
Well, it's like an old show, but there's this doctor on there, and he's always saying, and they're on a starship, and something crazy always happens, and he's always go to the captain, "Damn it, Jim, I'm a doctor, not a geologist," or something. You know, or "Damn it, Jim, I'm just a simple country doctor." And I'm like, and you're on $1 billion space station? Are you joking me? And you've got a pen that you can stick on people and it heals their broke leg? Come on, B. So, you know, boom. Damn it, Jim.
Hey, Rasta, you want to ask the last question?
Teach.
Yeah.
How do you plan on helping people with sickle cell?
How do I plan on helping?
Yeah. How do you plan on making a difference in people with sickle cell?
Rasta, the only way I could make a difference, because I certainly couldn't go seek them out, but I would definitely, if they lined up, I would stand and deliver. And you know that's how I do. But you know, maybe they'll seek it out. Maybe at one time, maybe all of a sudden I get this real wild hair up me, and I become a sickle cell specialist with acupuncture to help people.
We're gonna send them your way. Watch.
Absolutely.
Well,
you already got two of us.
I'm not set there for that right now, fellas. But I'm saying, yeah, you know, I'm saying that could happen. I mean, I would have, but for me to do that, I would have to develop the most powerful. I already know what I could do with the lymphatic thing. You guys see me do that, but I would want to make sure it was very worth their while and see where, and there's some test subjects. You know, having a massage therapy license, I'm, you know, with my hands, a lot of stuff I can do. You know, I mean, you can really you can do so much good acupressure with just your hands. I mean, you know, that massage that I made up called Swedish acupuncture. Basically, that's why I'm so busy. People come to me for my Swedish acupuncture. You're getting a full-on body, basically a body douche, and I'm hitting points and just flushing you. You know, Flushing Meadows.
Yes.
You know, but they're out there. Who knows? You know, maybe there's a, you know, or maybe we talk and I study more. I mean, I can't say I'm an expert on it. I just know where I would look at it. When someone asks me about something, I tend to have an intuition on everything. Yeah. But I wouldn't say I'm an expert on sickle cell, but I know where I'd go with it to help them, because I know they're experiencing pain, swelling, you know, blood flow is, you know, probably clots, you know, stuff like that.
Absolutely.
You know, that's where Patrick knows I came up with a game called Murder's Link, and we use Murder's Link. Patrick, you remember Murder's Link, where I played on the board, where come up with a letter, Patrick, or out of Murder's Link. Give me one of the letters let's say I wrote Murder's Link on a board. Give me one of the letters, any letter. Urinary bladder. Then what did I do, Patrick? I want right now 4 pathologies of the urinary bladder. Gallbladder disease, cystitis, cholecystokin disease, you know, bada bing. And then you take each one: Murder's Link, muscle, urinary, respiratory, digestive, endocrine, you know, and add your pathology. And then understand it, you know.
Absolutely. That's amazing. Hey, Tish, thank you so much, Mr. Williams.
You.
Hey, it was an honor having you on today. Thank you so much for giving us insight on acupuncture and how we can heal naturally, natural immunity, because we know with sickle cell, our immune system is compromised. And what this acupuncture can do, like we've said, jumpstart that inside that's been dead, that's not had no circulation, that's not been moving. And what we want for you is to live well with these natural alternatives. Do some research and get some insight, man. And thank you so much for joining us. Rasta, you got any last words for the people?
Well, remember we talked about acupuncture. That's with acupuncture is with a needle. Now, of course, I do electrotranscutaneous neuromuscular acupuncture, which is with the head of a kind of an electrical bolt, which is a healing bolt to do it. So remember, acupuncture is with the needles. I don't know if people kind of think no needles goes in you with me. I'm just basically accessing with almost like a pen head. I don't stick in needles, or there's no blood or nothing like that, which there isn't. But some people don't like the idea of a bunch of needles sticking in them.
I like that you clarified that.
Yeah.
What's that? Say that again. So it's electrical what you're doing. It's electrical.
Yeah, it's basically it's matching up with your body's electric, but your electric grid. That's what it is. It's not like there's two types of, the difference between AC and DC?
No.
You know what AC/DC is?
Yeah, the music group.
No. Alternating current, direct current.
Okay.
There's two types of currents.
Right.
Okay. One heals, one kills. Which one do you think they use on the electric chair?
The one that kills. The DC.
Well, the other one doesn't. Okay. And you can read about it. The Royal Rife, which was written a long time ago, talks about this type of healing. This stuff's been around forever. It's just more or less suppressed. I mean, not a lot of people,
And that's why we do this, man, so we can give insight. We have people like you to come on here and give this information, because honestly,
an alternative. Yeah,
absolutely. You're teaching us. You're teaching me right now. I didn't even know what AC/DC meant. So it's just little small components like that give us insight on these different alternatives, because all we know is Western medicine. You in pain? Here, take this pain medication. You in pain or your blood's low, go get you a blood transfusion. And we get into this cycle of always accepting Western medicine. And what that does is it kills the organs. That's why our organs die off so soon and so early in life. So with this natural alternative, you're giving us a way to jumpstart, the inside of the organs and get that nervous system to flow, so we can have that flow, so we can have that less of pain, so we can open up inside, man. And thank you, because you taught me, and I know it's going to be insightful and helpful for a lot of people with sickle cell.
Right. We could do another one too. I could show you basically sickle cell, eating for your blood type, whatever your blood, because a lot of the stuff we're eating is inflaming us, and you're eating the wrong things.
Absolutely right.
I mean, I'm B negative, and white meat chicken is a poison to me because of the, you gotta know that stuff, man.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, that stuff Washington. It's lectin, lecthin.
We definitely gonna have you on for.
It causes problems. I mean, it just causes problems. Yeah.
We definitely gonna have you on for another episode, so you could talk more and heal up the soldiers, man. Thank you so much for this. This is a blessing. It's an honor to have you on here. Continue to do what you do and heal up the people naturally, man. We salute you, King.
I'll be soldier strong.
Always, man. Respect.
Teach. Respect.
Hey.
Blessings.
Thank you, man. Thank you, guys.
Hey, we want to end this show by saying happy birthday to the late, great, special Keneen Gordon. Hey, blessings, Queen. That's Patrick Gordon's sister. Rasta, you want to say anything?
Bless you, sis.
Hey, in memory of, big love. You know what it is. The Soldier Strong Way, Sickle Cell Podcast. See you next week. Boost up your immunity.
Respect.
Thank you. See you guys.
Yeah. The Soldier Strong Way. It's the Soldier Strong Way. The Soldier Strong Way. It's the Soldier Strong Way.
Every Wednesday.